What's up, y'all? My name is Smigglers. That's called The African President, Ancient America, and its release date. This is actually my third art history book I'm actually going to be releasing. Prior for my first two books I'm actually going to be releasing. My first book is called The Planet of the Blacks, which is actually going to be released between the days of the 26th through the 31st of August, which is actually this month of 2021. I've been making a lot of copies for each three of these actually books. When the first one actually gets sold out, I'm releasing the second one, which is called Mexicans is Indigenous to America. When that book gets sold out, I'm actually releasing this book I'm actually speaking about right now. I'm only talking about only 2% of the information that's actually going to be within the book. It's only 2%. If my first two books never get sold out, I can easily release this third book within 2021. Like, I can release all three of these books in 2021. Chapter 1 speaks about Native Americans originally dark skin complexion. Chapter 2 speaks about Africans was been living in America predating the Middle Patches and including slavery. Chapter 3 speaks about aspects I want to include to the book, which I actually explained briefly, like the information that I found about it by far, and I kind of spoke about why I could not include it into the book, even though it is, but you understood when I actually copped the actual, or like when you actually copped the book. And I explained others with like depth details, right, and also like the making of the book, etc. We're going to start with this. A history of the African Omax, black civilization of America from prehistoric times to the present era. This is the author. Before I actually get into this, I'm going to show you this. 10 pieces of evidence that prove black people sailed to America long before Columbus. Author Taylor Gartner. He says, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'm only going to read the end. They certainly made their mark as things like African native cotton were soon being discovered all across North America. I found this, I said, what the fuck? When I went into further investigation, like further research, I bumped into like a lot of books was keep on saying it. And I was like, well, is it west, east, north? Like what kind of African cotton it is? And we all know what cotton is used for. So I found it in this book. It was on page 192 of this book. Highly recommend you cop this book. It's actually like one of my favorite books that I actually read based on its actual topic, including a book I actually have literally in general. It's definitely in my top 10. I highly recommend you cop this book right here. It explains real depth details of the African presidents in America. Real depth details. So literally aside from that, in page 192, he explained they actually found West African cotton. 6,000 years ago BC. They found something older than that, but don't want to tell you a period of that. They found this cotton covered all of North America. Covering all of it. The whole continent. The whole landmass. Covering all of it. And I said, what the fuck? So I went to the library. I actually made a video about it in one of my previous videos when I was talking about the topic. I told her to the librarian, she's gonna tell me, oh well, Coach says, that's been theories, speculations. They've been saying that, about African president in America. Just theories. And I didn't tell her with the information I already knew. I was like, man, just research and tell me what you find, right? And she told me that when she researched it, she picked up the computer screen like it was a hot-ass bill. She lifted up to the light like, what the fuck is going on out here in these streets? She put it down, took off her glasses, looked at it like, what the fuck is this? She clicked the button, another librarian came out, and she said, look at this shit. Well, she didn't say that, but she like, look at it. And she looked at it, and she was like, Quarters, where you got it from? I showed her all the books I had that spoke about it, right? And she said, yes, it's confirmed. Yes, they did found West African cotton here in ancient America 6,000 years ago BC. They found some older, but don't want to tell you you're pretty dead though. Yes, you is right. But it don't mean Africans bought it there. It can mean the wind took it there. I said the wind took it there. Yes, the wind must have took it there. So I asked her, you're confirming to me that they found West African cotton here in ancient America covering the whole landmass. That yes, that is true, but don't mean the Africans was here. So you're telling me that they found West African cotton covering the whole entire landmass of North America 6,000 years ago BC, found something older than that, don't want to tell you a period of that. They found this West African cotton covering all of North America. And you're telling me the wind picked up across West African cotton, across land, oceans, ponds, including foreign lands, make sure he put it here, covering all of North America. Did that make sense to you? She said, no, it don't make sense. It don't really, this is what she said in quote, this don't make sense at all, really, but that's just how that's probably how it got there. I'm like, yo, like, people just listen to the stupid shit I have to go through, yo. I'll show you something else. I'm actually gonna put the video, my man right here. He literally talked about that they found African gold buried 200 feet underground. They found African gold buried 200 feet underground. And I asked a lot of librarians. I'm gonna put the video, you can see it yourself. The video is like 57 minutes and 51 seconds. Like it's 57 minutes and 51 seconds. But just go to 2 minutes and 31 seconds. Go right there. He explains it. He said they found African gold buried 200 feet underground. When they was digging it up, you know, this when they the archaeologists, right? When they was digging up these ancient ruins to see what they find, when they kept digging 200 feet underground, they found African gold buried 200 feet underground in Central America, not just Central America, but including other land masses at vast pace. Like it's the way they were describing, like it's all over the place over here. And the librarian told me, oh well, you know, yes, it's been confirmed. I can even give, I can put it in the fucking comment section right now. But he explains it in the video though. She said, yes, it's been confirmed, but it's not available for people to look at because of how old it is. I really want to put that into the actual book, that they actually found African gold buried underground, 200 feet. Black God, one of my favorite books of all time by my man, Supreme Understanding. Since black people are the only people on the earth, only gods, like, since black people are the only people on the earth, all gods originally was black, because we created gods in our image. This, you can research this. They have African features, like facially, including like hair touch, like twisties, cornrows, dreadlocks, etc. They had like African features. When the colonizers actually went all around the world, they actually changed the coloring or pretty much the complexion of the gods, how they originally looked, to what they are today. I highly recommend you copy this book. This book is definitely in my top 2 greatest books of all time. I actually read this book like 6 times. And I'm actually going to read it even more because I fucking love this book. I highly recommend you copy it. He explains about the gods of America, page 139 through 177. On 140 and 141, this god right here, he explains his name is the Black Star. You see it? He is painted black with thick lips. His name means Black Star. This guy right here, Howard Hayes, reports that many of the... I'm not going to read that one, but I'm actually going to put it in there. So all you got to do is just pause it and read what it says. This other dude, Floyd Lawrence, describes him right here as being black and woolly haired and unmistakably Negro. He also says... He said ancient Indian religions yield additional information of the condition of the early Africans in America. Several Indian nations, such as the Mayans, the Incas, and the Aztecs, worship black gods along with their other deities. And the Mayans religion particularly exemplified the high esteem in which the Negroes were held. Here we give you the reference too. That's on page 141. Let's go 157. On 157, this god right here, his name is called the Little Negro, or the Blackface of Aztec. He was the god of medicine and healing and cured children of various diseases. He was also the god of feasting, dancing, and games. When Native American communities met with enslaved Africans between the 16 and 1800s, they often became fast allies. These Africans were often highly revered, and it was also said that they had great medicines in their bodies. According to some accounts, this great medicine referred to the Africans' immunity to diseases like smallpox and, hopefully you see it, this right here, to which most pure-blooded native people were highly vulnerable. So, I'm just going to read a little bit further. They actually said the Africans had the god body because of the same, like the smallpox and etc. They actually wiped out Native Americans to extinction and etc. Like wiped them out. They had no immunity towards it, but the Africans did. So they said y'all had the god body. Y'all had the medicine within your bodies to be immune to the same diseases that wiped us out. But they already knew that dating back ancient period about us. Let's go further. This may be how black visitors came to be so highly respected in communities where they were otherwise considered strangers. I'm trying to find a little bit more on it. They said that when colonizers brought Africans over here, Native Americans already knew who we was. They said, oh, what's up, man? What's up? What you doing around here? Like, they already knew about us. And white people were like, what the fuck? How y'all knew each other? How y'all been? We already knew each other. And they was tripping. So they said, well, we're going to have to put them against each other. We're going to have to put them against each other. Because when the colonizers built the Africans here, they already knew who we were. And they said, how the fuck y'all know who they were when they were strangers? They're supposed to be strangers over here. But y'all already knew who the fuck they was. Like, what the fuck? They was tripping. So they said we'll have to get rid of that history to disconnect them of the ancient period, the relationship that we already had with each other. Cut that off, make them forget to over 300, if not more years, and then, you know what I mean? Let's go further. Another book, The Black Discovery of America. Author. Now, this is where the black and brown struggle started. He explains on page 65 of this book, 65. That's what it shows. They said, oh, they don't have the right color to paint his ass right. They said they saw a black person and his Native American murking the fuck out this white one in the middle. They don't know who the black one is. So they were saying that the racist woman said, oh, they didn't have the right color to paint him right, like with this color. So that's why that color is fucked up. Like, this is the stupid shit they said. This is where you can find it at, right there. And it says, it shows black and Indian allies in battle against white invaders. Here a white warrior has been sacrificed by two black warriors. The center of the scene is damaged. Because somebody's trying to block it. Somebody's trying to block it out. Somebody's trying to carve it out. But yeah, we've been with school with each other dating back to the ancient period. Now, I actually have a lot of information. Yo, Christopher Columbus was talking about when he went to, I can't remember, Christopher Columbus went somewhere. And he said that he was keep hearing about Native Americans, was keep talking about black men. And he was like, black men traveling here, living among the land, and etc. And he was like, what the fuck y'all talking about? So the Native Americans said, yeah, man, it's actually black men in these giant ships coming back and forth from here. And you know what? We got the proof to give it to you. They actually gave him the spears. They actually handed him the spears. He took the spears, he examined it, and he figured out these are the same spears that got the, he figured out that those spears actually had alloy that only can be found in West Africa. He said, what the fuck? And not just that, when he went to, I can't remember, he went to, it's a guy named a governor of Portuguese, a governor, I got his name to worry about it, it's actually in the book. I can't remember his name, top of my head right now, but when Christopher Columbus went over there to visit him and talk to him, whatever, and Christopher Columbus told him, like, yo, I'm keep on hearing about these black men that's over there in the New World. Who the fuck are they? They keep saying they've been trading with them and etc. This guy told Columbus, he said, oh yeah, man, they are those Africans. Actually, those West Africans. Yeah, my men seen them too. Trading with them. That's what he said. He said, when my men came there, my men saw Africans there. Trading with the Native Americans. Trading with them. Let's go further, shall we? It's going to be in the book. Now, even the Native Americans was telling the colonizers, I found a lot of little mini books I found where Native Americans keep saying, yeah, black men still live here. Make that right, turn that left. They was describing to the colonizers, the actual legal immigrants, how to find these black men. Yeah, turn that left, make that right. You'll see them right there. You see that tribe right there, the black men, the tribe right there. They even said, if you really want to see them, go south. When they went south, they saw the pyramids and they saw the fucking Omax heads. It's fucking hilarious to me, yo. They said, well, look here, guys. That face was a face. That face there you see, like the Omax heads, even though they did not identify or call themselves as such. They're like, that's face. That's a baby face. No. That's a jaguar face. No. What it was that the face was originally white, and it fell down a hill and it became a black face. No. That probably was that too, but it probably was, those are slaves' faces. Like the ancient Mexicans and Native Americans was making sculptures of their slaves. You people know where this going at. Every single time about some African presidents played a role in anything, this is the stupid shit we hear. But interesting thing about it that Native Americans already told them who they were. It's gonna be in the book. People love playing stupid. Like when I showed you within Black Art, I'm actually gonna explain it in this video. Voices of our ancestors. This is Native American. Now she was talking about that. I found a lot of information about Native Americans. Keep talking about black men living among America. Black men was living here. Hit that right, travel there. Yada. They was already living here. I said so. I actually bumped into this book. If I get to this book, I'm gonna get to this. I'm gonna show you this. Page 18. The name of the book called African American Heritage. The book came out in 2001. The author's name is David T. Adamo. This is what he says. This is Spanish, this illegal immigrant. That's his name. He came in 1513. Saw Africans in America. He said when he arrived in an Indian settlement, so where it's located, he saw many black people among the Indians who were war captives. He said these were unmistakably Africans. He said these tall and strong African men of war that he asked the Indians from where they got these black men. The Indians answered. He asked them and said they did not know the origin of these men, except that men of color, black, were living neighbor, and they were constantly waging war against them. This guy said the Spaniards found Negroes in this province, right? They only live one day's march, like they march for one day, right? And they found that. They said they thought the Negro pirates from Ethiopia. Ethiopia was a general term to call anybody that was African. And the reason why, because of like they said that the origin of civilization or origin of man originated, if not started, in East Africa. So they were just calling anybody that was dark-skinned Ethiopian. They were just saying that you are from Ethiopia. They were saying that you are African. That's pretty much what they were saying, because they didn't want to say what tribe you are. They just want to say, okay, you African, Ethiopian. And it was also saying the same to Native Americans, because Native Americans is originally dark-skinned complexion. That's why they was calling them Ethiopians. And they said after the wreck of their ships in these mountains. Now I found, remember Mesa Musi brother? They said that he was in his direction here to the New World, but they said we don't know that he made it here or not. Nobody says they found 13 to 15 shipwrecks, giant shipwrecks. I got the month, the day, the year, and the name of the colonizer who said when he was looking, he saw Africans everywhere. He could not look and not see African. It was everywhere. He said what the fuck they was doing here. He looked on his, I think his left or his right. He saw the giant shipwrecks. I think he said he saw 13 to 15. It's going to be in the book. He said he saw 13 to 15. And he said the Africans must have came here by accident through crash landed. This here, it sends a little bit of information about it. This other colonizer got some information on that, where they was talking about they saw black men living neighbor and also among Native American tribes. They don't know who they were. But the colonizers, when they came here, the 1500s and the 1400s, etc., and onward, they said when they came here, they saw black men living among Native American tribes and among them. Now, remember when I said earlier about, I keep hearing about Native Americans, about Africans being in America, etc. like that, by Native Americans' mouths? I couldn't find any, but just one. She's a Cherokee, page 15, right, of the book I showed you. And she's a Cherokee Indian, her right here, remember? The Voices of Our Ancestors. She said, our elders also told me that long before the white men made their appearance upon the shores of Turtle Island. Turtle Island is what they call America. Other visitors had come. And a great long time ago, the black people came from Africa. They knew that we was from Africa. But white people played dumb like they didn't know. But Native Americans knew. Some of them knew that we was from Africa. They came to visit, to look, and to also to conquer. But they found people who were self-empowered and without a need for domination, and so they were unable to conquer. So on page 15 of the book I showed you, right? Only thing that came in my mind was, I said, you know what? She must be talking about the Moors. The Moors are the ones who actually gave the fucking slave ships to the colonizers. The reason why they was never gained over the seas, because they was given the compass. The Moors gave white people the compass, slave ships, the canyons, and the guns, which is called the fire sticks. They want to give him all of this. I'm trying to figure out why. Now, in one of my previous videos, I revealed it. A lot of people gave me so much props and respect. Like, yo, I didn't know that shit. What the fuck? That's why we can't find the slave ships. Because white people did not build them. We did. I'm trying to figure out why they did it. And when I heard that, what I just showed you, I said, that must be the Moors. They even found this here. Ankh Temple in ancient America. Ankh Temple in ancient America. That's what it looked like. You can go there right now and look at it. They talking about all this stupid shit about why we don't know how they got there. They can't come with any explanation of how we got there. Type up Ankh Temple in your Google search. Ankh Temple in America. Type up Toluca Mexico. Type that up. You can go there right now and look at it and read the stupidity of what they say about how we got there. I'm only going to show you one example that they said they found Native Americans. They saw black men living among Native American tribes and also neighbors to them. I'm only going to show you one example. This guy, his name is Masonry. He came there. He said he visited these two Native American tribes. He claimed he found a race of black men living side by side with the Zuni Indians of New Mexico. He believed that those black men was the first inhabitants there first. Who are these black men? Another one called them Ethiopians. The reference is right there, Indians in America, The Untold Story by William Matner, page 14. The Negro type is seen in the most ancient Mexican sculpture. The Negroes figure frequently in the most remote traditions of some American Polaroids. It is to this race doubtlessly belong to the most ancient skeletons, distant from the red American race, which has been found in the various places from Boulevard to Mexico. It is likely that we repeat America was a Negro continent. The reason why they also went further into that, the reason why they was called Negro continent because of the black population that they saw here to North and South America, including also on the islands, which they don't talk about. They had to bleach them all out. I found this in this book right here. Shout out to the librarians for helping me out. By this guy, that's what he said. He also said, I'm gonna show y'all Sex and Race, Volume 1, The Old World by J.A. Rogers, page 270. It is inexplicable that in every ancient time before the existence of the Olites, the Negro race occupied our territory in Mexico when the two continents were joining. This race brought its own religion, occults, and ideals. When the Africans actually came here, we actually brought everything about us here. That's the reason why they found a lot of dramatic information of us here. Now let's go further. I have newspaper articles, magazines, full names, the month, the date, the year, by scholars, and from universities, even from Native Americans, Mexicans, even from their own oral traditions. This is what y'all said. Native Americans and Mexicans been said this. There's even early photos of Mexicans having dreadlocks, which is actually an African hairstyle. Only the priests and shamans have it. Now, I found all this information from newspaper articles, magazines. I got the month, the date, the year, by scholars, universities, even from mythologies, oral tradition stories from Native Americans, etc. Confirming Africans was been living in America before slavery and also the first inhabitants in ancient America and Mexico. They also said Africans are the ones who gave the knowledge to Native Americans to build Nubian pyramids. Native Americans. Or Mexicans. Yes, you built the pyramids, but we the ones who gave you the knowledge to build them. You actually gave us so much respect of the knowledge that we gave you that you actually installed us in your mythology and you spoke about us in your oral tradition stories. You can go, I actually show you few examples within Black God and Free. When you caught the book, I'm explaining details. This is from your mouths. Y'all said this. I'm not saying that we came here and torched everything. No, y'all already had your own shit going. But when we came in, we advanced it. Because when the colonizers came, they was like, I'm going to explain a little further. They also noticed the spiritual practices, culture, customs of ancient Mexico and America are the same as West Africans, Nubians, and ancient Egyptians. And they were trying to figure that out. Why the fuck every single thing of ancient Mexico and America is identical as Nubians, West Africans, and Egyptians? They was like, what the fuck? Before I go any further, I'm going to speak about anthropology. What they do is that they research ancient ruin sightings or locations to understand how those civilizations lived when they were alive. When they did the same with ancient Mexico and America, they have found ancient African skulls, sculpture, art writing, cotton blood, spears, and some a lot of evidence confirming Africans was here, which was published in newspaper articles, magazines, even the illegal immigrants and colonizers' mouths of what they saw when they came here. Native Americans even also was confirming themselves that they wasn't the first inhabitants here. It was short black men. It was short black men. They said that. They said they was living on the ground, they was living on tall ass mountains, and they can run really fast. And they talk in the cooking lamp. I could not. A lot of Native Americans just keep saying it, and many of the books I was reading, I could not find it. The cooking language is the oldest language in the world. When I actually, and the short black men is found globally throughout the planet, but they go by different names depending on the region, right? When they found them here, I even got the name of the colonizer who saw them. He said he heard them talking in that language. I got his name, all that shit. I got it. And that's the reason why a lot of the gods that they found, they said, wait a minute, they must be talking about, they are definitely talking about Africans. There's no way Native Americans is building Nubian pyramids. That's not logical. They say, or unless Africans came here and taught them, or if not showed them. A lot of the ancient Mexican head sculptures got African fishes in that motherfucker. Some got afros, cornrows. It's just crazy. Not just that, but even their drawings. And they said, oh, it must have been and like, I'm gonna show you the balance. I'm gonna show you the information of them confirming it from newspaper articles, magazines, universities, etc. It's a lot of them confirming, like, yeah, these are Africans. There's no way that these Native Americans are talking about thick lips, brown skin, dark skin complexion, coming from across the ocean. Because Native Americans said, we did not birth this knowledge. It was brought to us across the ocean. That's what y'all said. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's in your, it's right there. So when I hear people talking about, I'm like, y'all just don't research shit. And since y'all been confirmed it back then, but since we living in this era, I'm like, man, people don't research anything. But this book here, it's gonna put all that dumb shit to rest. Because I'm showing you newspaper articles, magazines, universities, by Native American mouths, Mexican mouths, by black people mouths, all of them confirm it, yeah. When Africans came here, they brought everything about who they are here. That's why we see it here in ancient America and Mexico. We the ones gave y'all the knowledge, y'all built it here, and y'all gave us so much props and so much respect. You install us in your oral tradition stories. You even talked about us, and including put us in your mythology stories as gods. And when they brought the enslaved Africans here, you already knew of us. African presence in ancient America.